And today the football community is mourning the loss of a man who has a statue at an airport in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, a man who has one of the most recognizable plays in the history of the NFL, a man who represented the city of Pittsburgh until the day that he passed away, the Immaculate Reception receiver, Franco Harris, who's passed away this morning. Now, everybody knows that the big celebration of the Immaculate Reception was literally supposed to happen this weekend, the 50-year anniversary. It's going to be a big deal. So the timing of it is certainly a weird thing that the world has happened. But Franco Harris, and I do not know enough about his medical history and what was going on. I have no idea if this came out of nowhere or not, but what I do know is the NFL world and the Pittsburgh world will certainly miss him mightily. So we will have a moment of silence for Franco Harris. Did you catch it?
Yes, Pat.
I don't know.
You
If the review system was in, did he catch it?
Yeah.
Damn right.
I'm not sure.
Called it.
I'm with D-Butt. I'm with Tone Diggs.
Thank you.
I'm not with Connor. Because what Connor's doing is trying to ruin a moment that Pittsburgh has held in very high regards for a very long time. Because Pittsburgh is a city that is a gritty, tough city, where not necessarily everything goes our way all the time. So whenever something like that takes place, it is going to be something that's celebrated by all generations that come through the beautiful Yinzer area. So rest in peace to Franco Harris. Here's what Mike Tomlin, actually, before we get to that, let's do Tone Diggs, who is obviously diehard Pittsburgh Steeler fan. Hey, Tone, what are your thoughts on Franco Harris passing away, and what does this mean to you, your family, and future generations of DeJulios?
Well, it means a lot to family for, Franco's Italian Army, obviously. I always respect Steelers who obviously won 4 Super Bowls, Rookie of the Year, still has a record for most rushing yards in Super Bowls. But then also when they stop playing, they just stay in Pittsburgh for the rest of their lives, even though they weren't from there. I think that means a lot to Yinzers, and it obviously means a lot to people. But Franco was everywhere, and now he was going to be the third person to have the number retired in the Steelers organization, so that means a lot.
Wow.
Not just throwing Harbaugh up there. But
Tony.
No need to take shots at Colts right now.
Tony.
Please go back to Franco Harris, who just passed away.
the timing absolutely wild because of the 50th anniversary this week, and I assume it's going to be a very emotional scene there Saturday night, Christmas Eve. But yeah, R.I.P. to Franco. Obviously, if you fly into Pittsburgh, there's a statue right there. Yep. Right next to fucking.
You're forced to go there. So whenever you land at the Pittsburgh airport, which is massive because they were supposed to be a U.S. Air hub, actually, kind of a funny story. U.S. Air almost bullied Pittsburgh into creating this airport for them. Like, more money. Hey, if you're able to do this, we'll bring our hub here. We'll bring a bunch of flights here. We'll become our mainstay here. So Pittsburgh had to find a lot of money to build this airport because Pittsburgh wanted to be part of it. And then obviously U.S. Airways files bankruptcy, and now it's just the biggest one of the biggest least used airport in the country.
Beautiful airport.
Huge, massive. Wings, like literally terminals, everything, because it was supposed to be this. And then the company that kind of forced Pittsburgh into doing that can't keep their shit right.
Belly out.
So they end up going bankrupt. But nonetheless, whenever that airport was designed, as you're all arriving flights, to go get your baggage, you have to go down some escalators. Everybody has to go to the same place. Like literally, no matter where you're coming from, you're funneling in there. As soon as you get to the down one escalator, before you get to the next one, there's fucking George Washington, I believe.
2 statues.
And then right next to George Washington, Franco Harris, who's bigger than George Washington with the Immaculate Reception. And then you got to go down for a run. So even if you're like half asleep or traveling or whatever, you have to be awake at the bottom of an escalator, right? You kind of have, and you're forced basically to see it. And Pittsburgh's like, welcome, okay? You are in America. And that was a fucking catch.
Check it out.
That's basically what it was in Pittsburgh, and that's what Franco Harris has always been to Pittsburgh. Here's what Mike Tomlin said while talking about the passing of Franco Harris. Just note, he didn't talk about the passing, but here's what Tomlin spoke about Franco Harris yesterday because of the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception.
He's just a special man. Forget the player. Obviously, I never knew the player. I know the man. And just what a awesome representation of this organization, this community, a guy that embraces all the responsibility that comes with being him. I just admire his passion for Pittsburgh and young people. He served a long time on the board with my wife, Pittsburgh Promise, and his passion for others in this place and the Steelers is unparalleled, and it's to be admired.
Well, rest in peace, Franco.
R.I.P.
You done good, pal. Made a big-time catch. There it is. Have to see it. Right back there, Radio Road. That's probably coming and going every other year. I see Fridays right behind Franco's ass.
That's
You see
great.
those stretches.
Yeah.
That place ain't going anywhere.
No.
10 flights out of Pittsburgh, 2,000 flights out of Pittsburgh. That Fridays right there is going to be bumping. There's a McDonald's also that has like a corner share.
Good real
Corner
estate.
office.
Great, yeah.
Yeah, corner office almost. That's never going anywhere in that airport. I have sprinted through this airport a lot back in my day. I enjoy it. You literally have to look at this whenever if you travel to Pittsburgh, you have to look at this. It was a decision that was made by people obviously from Pittsburgh, and never once in the world that we're in did you hear anybody say, why is Franco?
What the hell is that doing there?
Why is the Immaculate Reception fucking have to be the first thing everybody never said? And it never happens, especially with Pittsburgh people. Pittsburgh people are not scared to say, like, that's bullshit. This was never even thought about being removed from prime real estate in the airport. And there's a reason, because this play and because Pittsburgh is a football town. And I would say that this moment is obviously one that every Pittsburgher is taught. And Madden looks so young before he retired to take over the TV world. Bradshaw, dancing, prancing, deflection, scoop. We're scoring a touchdown. Franco Harris is going to have a statue in the airport because of the play that he just made. I believe is what Myron Cope might have been
Yes,
saying
he did name the
at
play,
the
yeah.
exact time. The double yoy went to the Immaculate Reception.
Catch.
Catch.
That's catch.
Clear
That's
catch. And even if it did touch the ground, ball didn't move.
That's right.
So depending
Had
upon
possession.
which era of what is a catch,
For sure.
it's good in 2 out of the 3 of the eras, I think, regardless, if no other eras. But congratulations to Franco for doing good, representing Pittsburgh, and having a play that will be immortalized forever in the history of the sport and in the city. He was a dog when he had the ball, ran hard, and he had a, what was it, an army.
Franco's Italian Army, yeah.
Yeah, a bunch.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
His mother was Italian.
That's awesome.
Lot of support from the pinky rings around
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. Lot of pinky ring support. Rest in peace. Darius, obviously, you've grown up in numerous places, I think. Dad being in the military there for a bit. Most of it's South Florida.
Yep.
Franco Harris, just a name synonymous with the NFL, I'd assume. Any thoughts on it? And also, great to see you here on this beautiful Winter Wednesday, December 21st. Happy
Glad
holidays.
to be here. Winter Wednesday, a winter storm coming as well. So
Big one.
Yeah, big,
Huge.
big storm coming. But NFL films. Obviously, we all grew up kind of just watching those clips, and that was one of those clips that stood out in your childhood. Not knowing him as a player, obviously too young to watch him play, but been in the Pittsburgh airport plenty of times. Seeing his statue, just obviously a great player, and it sounds like even a better man. So
There were some things,
loss.
I think there were some things he might have said.
There was some stuff around Paterno.
Joe
and stuff
Paterno
like that,
and
yeah.
that whole Penn State thing. But to be clear, he had a platform. There was a lot of other Penn State people saying the same, if not a lot worse, at the time when it was all going through, because that particular cult, and I know there's a lot of those in college, the Penn State one, and AQ is a part of it.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
So I literally get to have this conversation with a Penn Stater who's very proud to be a Penn Stater. So any of you Penn Staters that want to joust, I'm cool. I'm ready. Because obviously we're from the area and everything like that. But the Penn State cult, the reason why it is Penn State and why it's held in such high regard and why everything, those motherfuckers will literally just walk right off of a cliff for Penn State. Not even a question. Hey, if you need me to fall so that it can maybe soften the blow for somebody else that's coming behind, they would be able to buy in and find it. So when that whole Joe Pa and situation, Sandusky thing was all happening, it was very, which it has come out now, and I think all of them have come around and been like, at the time we didn't know, which it was all being alluded to at the time. Then I think as we've grown older, the Penn State story has become much more known and like, no, this is facts.
Yeah,
this is
fact.
not facts. This is kind of things like that. But at the time, Franco was not willing to, turn in that. And he wasn't the only Penn State culter that was not.
Many of them.
But he certainly was heard by more people than all the other Penn State culters. And that's a difficult situation for all the Penn State people with what happened with people they don't know. But Franco has said some things that have certainly drawn some What's going on?
What's that?
From us, from from Steelers, from everybody. But it doesn't take away.
Exactly. Too loyal to Joe.
It's almost like you can sell it as like, well, yeah, he was a loyal to like. There's a way you could say it because everybody that's ever met Franco and has a relationship with Franco is like, fucking love Franco. Franco would do whatever. Franco's a superstar. Franco's a statue in the airport, and he treats everybody the exact same. So, rest in peace.
Love you, Franco.
Hell yeah. Hey, congrats. You did good, Franco.
Well done, Franco.
You done good, Franco.